Stop eating garbage. Let's talk about it. A lot of the food that people consume is basically trash. And the reason I say it's trash, it's waste, it's garbage, is because if you eat something that has no nutritional value, then all you're doing is just creating waste. You know, when you eat, your body's supposed to take a certain amount of nutrients, fluid, water, vitamins, minerals from your food, and then the waste goes on. But if you're eating basically garbage, there's nothing it can do for your body. Most of the junk food that people are eating has absolutely no nutritional value. Actually, it's poison. So instead of eating something to better your health, you're eating something that's destroying your health. Basically garbage. If you think I'm kidding, just go in any major store, food store, and go in the aisle that has the potato chips. And just look at that aisle in itself. Then go in the aisle that has the soda. Look at the soda aisle and the potato chip aisle. These are some of the most promoted aisles in the store, quiet as it's kept. There's a lot of energy spent on how the potato chips and all of this preservatives and artificial flavorings and colorings are sold. The bags, the colorful bags, the display, the way they're put on display. It's the same for the cereal aisle. If you go in the aisle that has the cold cereal, and just look, it's all junk. There's nothing nutritious there. There might be one or two cereals that could pass, but for the most part, it's all poison. It's all toxic. It's all artificial preservative, artificial flavoring, artificial coloring, all type of additives. You know, they add all type of stuff to preserve it. And most of that stuff, your liver and your kidney and your spleen, your stomach got to deal with. Your bloodstream, your heart has to cipher out all of this garbage that you're putting into your system. And this includes the meat industry. The meat industry is a garbage industry. Their meat has no protein or nothing in it. They're just fooling people. They'll go and they'll get some meat and they'll get a cow and kill a cow and get the steak off of it and test it in a day or two and then say, this is how much protein in the steak. But that ain't that old ass steak you got and that old meat you got that been shipped from who knows where and been killed who knows when, and from a cow that who knows what. You don't know if that cow had cancer or anything like that. They actually are cutting the cancer off of the steaks and cutting the cancer off of the beef and selling it to you. Just look. So they'll get an animal that's sick and still sell you meat from it. And you know that the DNA in that sick animal is going to make you sick. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that. If you go to the store and you pick out a cabbage or you pick out a tomato, if that tomato's sick, you're going to see that. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to eat that tomato. This is why sometimes I'd rather have tomato than tomato paste. And I don't really like to paste and the stuff like that. I buy it. I buy the ketchups and the mustards, but I don't trust that stuff as much because you don't know if they put, dye-in tomatoes. Okay, we can't sell these tomatoes, so let's take these tomatoes and make ketchup. You just have no idea. My plans as I go into the future, I'm going to be making a lot of that stuff myself. I'm going to be making my own ketchup and mustard and stuff because I need to know where the source at, where is it coming from. But it's bad enough that they might have put some garbage in your stuff when they sell you this processed products. That's bad enough. But when they put garbage in it and the product is actually garbage, that's even worse, because in many cases the whole product is just garbage. Most of the chips and corn chips and potato chips and popcorn they say is total garbage. Total. A lot of times, if you haven't eaten this stuff like me, you can't even eat a bag of the potato chips they sell to these earthlings because you never had so much salt in your life. They put an abundance of salt on this stuff to sell to people. And the reason they have to put so much salt on it is because people are used to eating garbage. And so their taste buds are dead. It takes that much salt for it to taste good. They don't have clean taste buds. When you start eating whole foods, fruits, vegetables, natural food, natural herbs, natural spices, right? Your taste buds start adapting to a natural taste. And so now your taste buds are increased. That's why I tell some people that's turning vegan and vegetarian, sometimes don't put much spice and stuff on your food. Allow your mouth to really taste the Brussels sprouts. Allow your mouth to really taste the green beans. All of these things have their own flavor in it and have their own salt in it. This is why they're able to take vegetables and make a salt-like seasoning. There's seasonings that are made up of a variety of vegetables that have a salty taste. There's a natural salty taste lightly there anyway. So you don't really have to overdo it. A lot of times I don't like a lot of seasoning on certain foods. I like to taste them the way they are. I like that natural taste. I don't mind adding a little something, but I don't want to add something to the point a lot of times where I can't taste the natural taste. But you have people now, that's all they do. Everything they eat has so much stuff on it that their taste buds are totally ruined. Anytime you can eat a bag of the potato chips, the basic potato chips, then something is wrong with you that you don't taste that's too salty. So there's a whole food industry that's based off of selling people garbage, food that's going to make you overweight, make you have congestive heart failure, strokes, diabetes. You're going to have problems with your kidneys. You're going to have problems with your liver. You're going to have all type of problems with your organs because you've been eating all this junk from a baby. A lot of times, your parents damaged your organs as a child. See, just listen, that's the ice cream man. The ice cream man is on the block to sell the children garbage. Come get a pus bar, because that's all milk is basically cow pus mixed with a whole lot of antibiotics and a whole lot of poison that they give the cow to make sure the cow produces a lot of milk. So I went to this ice cream truck outside right now, there's nothing in there worth a nickel. That's a fact. You buy a popsicle and read it. It's going to have red dye number 4, red dye number 5. The yellow and green colors are all poison. And you give your child this popsicle and this ice cream, it's all garbage. It's fit for a garbage dump. It's not fit for human consumption. The food that people are eating out of these stores is basically food that is not food. It's artificial food, like a bag of potato chips. They take a fourth of a potato and slice it real thin and put it in a bag and fill it with air, puff it out, and you think you got something. You don't even have a quarter of a potato, and then there's so much salt and preservatives and junk on it that you're just eating straight garbage. And when you're not a vegan and you're not eating plant-based and you're not eliminating artificial flavors, artificial colors, artificial preservatives, if you're not eliminating these poisons, you know what you're doing, right? You're basically subjecting your body to be nothing but a filter. Your body's a filter, and you're saying, okay, I don't respect you, body. You're a filter. I'm going to put all this junk out and all day clean stuff. Imagine how damaging it is to your liver, to your kidney, to your spleen, to your colon, when the food you put in there has to be cleaned. Everything you eat has to be cleaned. Nothing is in its natural state. Your body has to clean that out. So you're sitting up there giving your child this red juice, and the red is not even a natural red. If you give your kid these juices with this artificial dye in it, your kid drinks the juice, drinks in all this red stuff, your kid urinates, the urine comes out yellow, all the red stuff is still in there, okay? It's still in their liver, it's still in their kidney. That's murder. At least it could have been something red from natural, something red like from a grape, something red from cranberries. Something like that is good for you. The red part of the grapes, when they make the wine, doctors have found out that the red in it is good for your heart, cleans out your arteries. See? Even to the point that red substance, you can buy it and just take the red substance without the wine. I forgot what the name of it is. But when you use the natural colors and your body cleans it and those natural colors are in your kidney and liver, those natural colors are going in there, and actually, because it's a plant-based and it's healthy, it's actually fixing your liver and helping your kidneys. But if this is red dye number this, red dye, yellow dye number this, you don't even know what this stuff is. You're eating stuff. I have people all the time, meat eaters. They're so smart. They want to come and they want to debate of being a meat eater and a vegan. These people don't even know what they're eating. How are you going to debate with me? 99.9% of meat eaters, I could tell them what is red dye number 4 made out of. They have no idea what that is. You read all these ingredients, these long words. You don't know what it is. You don't even know what goes into making it. It's all garbage. You're eating corn syrup. Total garbage. Total garbage. If you knew the process for making corn syrup, you'd freak out. It's basically poison. And so you really have to take care of yourself. You really should be eating natural foods, natural colors, natural flavors. This is what you should be eating so that your body is just not a dumpster. You turn your body into a garbage can and a filter. So you're just putting in garbage that has to be filtered, and every day of your life, your body is nothing but a filter. And then you wonder when you get older why your kidneys start failing you. Because you took your kidneys and you've made your kidneys a filter for garbage. You're making your kidneys try to save the rest of your body. That's what the kidneys and the liver, they're trying to save the rest of your body, but they're damaging themselves just to try to save the rest of your body. But what good is the rest of your body when your liver and your kidney go bad? See? It's trying to save you and you're just abusing it. But are you trying to save it? Do you ever think, oh, let me put something natural and good in here for my liver, for my kidney, for my blood, for my heart, for my colon? Do you ever think about that? How maybe you should put natural things in there to help out your kidney sometime. Help out your colon. Help out your spleen. Help out your liver. You ever thought maybe sometime I'll just drink water or I'll drink tea or juice and help my stomach, relax my stomach, instead of making my stomach a garbage can? instead of making my stomach a burial ground for this turkey that we done murdered, for this cow that we done murdered, for this pig that we've murdered, for this chicken that we've murdered, for these fish that we are murdering, for the shrimps and lobsters and crabs and the lambs and the snakes and the rabbits and all of these animals that you're murdering and taking that dead flesh and putting it into your stomach and making your stomach do all this hard labor, making your colon do all this hard labor, and wondering why so many people, especially Americans, have colon cancer, why so many Americans have rectal cancer and all these cancers all through their body. Because your body's a garbage can. You know, you're basically practicing witchcraft. You go, you kill the animal. That's the sacrifice. Then you put the animal on the altar. That's your skillet in your stove with the fire, and you sacrifice the animal. Then you take the animal and you have a funeral for the animal. That's your plate. Your plate is the funeral. That's the coffin, and you got it up there dressed up. Rest in peace to this bird. Rest in peace to this cow. And then you bury it. Your stomach is the graveyard, right? And then it goes in there, and then your stomach is the graveyard, but you got to pass this stuff, so your colon becomes the garbage can. Because in all actuality, when you bury somebody in the earth, it's going to rot and it's going to turn back to earth. But when you bury a dead animal in your stomach, it's still got to figure out a way to turn the waste and come out. And now your liver and kidney and spleen and your colon got to do all this work, and your stomach got to do all this work to fix this mess you made where you buried dead garbage in your body. You know, just do your research. Look up meat glue. They're gluing meat together. They're using stuff that ain't what it's supposed to be. You're thinking you're getting a hamburger, 100% beef. You're getting horse. You're getting camel meat. Okay? Human flesh in some of these hot dogs. They're telling you it plumps when you cook it. Human flesh plumps when they cook it. So you don't even know what you're eating. You don't know what's stuffed in that hot dog. You're just hoping it's ground up. Whatever it is, the junk they ground up in your sausages, in your hot dog, you're just hoping it's what they say it is. This is why people start panicking and want to get 100% beef hot dogs once they realized that a hot dog was basically a garbage dog. It was all the garbage that didn't make the cut to be the prime meat, that they didn't grind it up and gave it to you like you're a garbage can. You know, and it's so bad, people eat garbage so much that they're even starting to eat out of the garbage. And yeah, I know that people are poor, and I know people suffer, and they have to get food where they can. But the fact is that when people eat this stuff out the garbage, they're no different than the people that's eating that garbage when you get it straight out the store. It's just the only difference is you getting brand new garbage and they're getting secondhand garbage, but it's still garbage, right? And people have a whole delicacy of dead flesh, rotten meat, and junk that they find out the garbage and they recook it. So, you know, take care of yourself. These industries don't care anything about you. They'll sell you anything. You were raised, the way you were raised is primitive, okay? You were raised, you're still eating like it's the early 1900s, the late 1800s to 1700s, but you have a new car, you have new improved items, you're improving everything except your food chart. You know, you're still eating the old messed up food. You're not even practicing the same medical practices. They're not bleeding people. They're not putting leeches on people no more. But yet you still eat the same thing that those doctors that were bleeding people and eating leeches are eating. It's time to work your way to vegetarian and then work your way to vegan and go plant-based, organic, natural to help save the planet, to help create more industries where they're trying to make natural food, to try to cut back the medical industry from raping and robbing our people like they are, right? because the medical industry is behind the meat industry. The medical industry funds the Heart Association, funds the Diabetes Association. So they all work together. One side makes you sick, and then they send you to their buddy to get well. And then you're not going to get well. So then the insurance company robs you. Okay? And then after the insurance company robs you, you might run out of insurance. Then the bank comes and robs you and make you take a second mortgage out on your house, or take some type of mortgage on your house where you're going to lose your house after you die. You understand? So they're robbing you at every angle. They're making sure you die before you get your Social Security, making sure you're sick, making sure you're feeding the hospitals and the doctors. Okay? This is a big scheme. This is a big money-making racket. People are making money off of you. So you got to go vegan. You got to eat right. You got to go plant-based. You got to get back into the earth. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. So for those of you that want to do better, want to eat better, for those of you that have some medical conditions, if you want to go vegan, make sure you check with a doctor, but do not listen to everything the doctor says. Go on YouTube and search vegans with whatever you got going on. These are people that have been through it, and watch 10, 20 videos from them. If you're on dialysis, search vegan dialysis. And then watch 10 or 20 videos, and you're going to hear true life stories on what people actually are doing. You'll be able to look at them to see if they look healthy and listen to their testimony, okay? And what you want to do is you want to take it nice and slow. You don't want to rush it. So get this manual right here. The easiest way to become a vegan. This is what you want to get if you want to eat better. It's a nice, slow process. You don't have to go throw everything away. It's a fail-proof. You cannot fail because every step is a success, and you don't have to get to the... When you get to this last page, you're a vegan. But when you finish the first page or two, you're already a success. You're already eating better. And I've been a vegan since 1979. It's going on 40 years for me of being a vegan. So I'm giving you knowledge that I have gone back and put together. This is tried and tested. So this is what you want to get, even if you just want to be a vegetarian. Even if you just want to get to the point where maybe you're just eating fish. This will help you clean up the way you eat. This is a motivating factor. And you can go to get this at www.veganintel.com and order 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 so you can give them away to your friends. At least order 2, one for you, and if somebody questions you about the way you're eating better, just give them a copy. Now the way it's made is all card stock. It's not paper. So this is the first step. What you would do is get one of those magnetic clips, clip this on your refrigerator, and leave it on this page. Leave it on this page until you're ready to go to the next page. No need in going through the whole book because you're not going to be able to eat that fast and change that fast. So it's designed to give you a goal. The goal is to get to the next page. So you hang this up and you look at it and you say, I'm going to get to the next page. But you go slow. Go at your own pace. Don't go at no one else's pace. Don't make up a pace. Give yourself time. There's a lot involved with changing the way you eat. Your taste buds have to change. Your shopping habits have to change. The way you cook have to change. So give yourself time, and that's why this is perfect. The easiest way to become a vegan at www.veganintel.com. This is the best way to go. Order one. And if you want to get a lot of information, go to Facebook and join the group, Vegan Intel. Okay? There's a group on Facebook called Vegan Intel where there's a lot of vegans posting meals, answering questions, and you could become a part of that vegan community, right? You can also join the page. There's a vegan page. The difference between the Vegan Intel group on Facebook and the vegan page is the Vegan Intel group just posts food. But the Vegan Intel page posts the stories, many of the stories that are on veganintel.com. And veganintel.com at www.veganintel.com has a lot of information for you if you really want to be a vegan. It's not about all the glamour and whistles and bells. It's just straight information about all the various things you can eat. Not only is it information about all the various things you can eat, there will always be information about kitchen appliances, restaurants, exercising and working out, information on nuts and grains and fruits and vegetables and herbs and spices, all types of information, lots of videos, and even music and entertainment. And there'll be lots of product over there available. So it's something to go and check, once or twice a week. Go over to Vegan Intel, scroll through the different pages and see what you see, and order the pamphlet. Order the pamphlet as soon as possible. They're flying, they're going fast. People are ordering 10, 5, 8, 3, 2, and a lot of people ordering one just for themselves. So it's flying, it's disappearing. As a matter of fact, it's doing so well that the printing company that printed this up for me is actually sponsoring this in their advertisements and putting a link to the website. These are basically to help. That's why the price is low. That's why there's just the information. There's no fanfare. It's straight to the point. It's really just to help. It's not to get rich. It's not to make a lot of money. And that's why I made it very reasonable. And I've made it enough where it could make more so that more people can get the information. We want to help people be well. For years we used to say there's only two type of people at the health food store: the wise and the ones under doctor's orders. So take care of yourself, okay? Health is wealth, so take care of yourself.
Peace, health, and longevity. If you want to consume more plant-based foods, if you want to abstain from junk foods, if you want to consume fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and herbs, and avoid dead flesh, artificial flavors and colorings, sweeteners, anything that is unreal basically, purchase this particular manual, The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan by Pharaoh Ramesses El Aton, who has been a vegan 40 plus years. He will take you step by step on how to abstain from the junk foods, how to abstain from the dead flesh, the chicken, the turkey, the pork, beef, and all sorts of animal products. Purchase this particular manual, The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan, to eat more natural. Remember that the herbs are for the healing of the nations. Let food be your medicine and let medicine be your food. Consume of every fruit-bearing and herb-bearing tree. Unto you it shall be for meat. Purchase this particular manual, The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan, by Pharaoh Ramses, Elaton, Peace, Health, and Longevity.